Darling in the Franxx, episode 21, For You, My Love. What is going on, everybody? It is I, Franxx, back at it once again with another Darling in the Franxx review. Today we're talking about episode 21, and for lack of a better word, this episode was crazy, it was weird, and very climactic in a way. I thought for sure that everything that's happening right now would be the final arc, but it looks like there's still more to come, which isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as it's set up properly in the next coming episode. I like this episode a lot. I like how climactic it feels. I like the stakes being raised. I like how I actually feel like, oh, this show is actually coming to an end. And that's a good feeling. It really is. Just to feel the drama within the characters, feel the camaraderie there. I really liked it. The episode didn't start well for me, though. I mean, we see some great animation. Again, we see this intense action, but there's a lot of just characters just talking, just explaining the story to us, explaining where we are and what is happening. We see Dr. Franxx, he's just talking like, yeah, this. Oh, by the way, the 9s, those are 02's clones. Like, okay. There was just a lot of stuff like that going on. A lot of just, like, dropping little reveals here just by conversation. And one of the main rules to writing a story is to don't, like, tell, show. At least that's what I've learned as a writer. So it's a little, I feel like it's a lazy way of explaining what is actually going on. Now there's some things obviously you can't show, but I think that there's a better way to flesh this kind of stuff out without literally just having a character talking to you as an audience, telling you what is happening. Even the Climatic princess was like explaining like, oh yeah, we came to this planet and there was like a higher species there. Here's all this stuff. Let me show you this and that, this and that. Like, why is she even telling it? Like, there's just it just takes me out a little bit. It just takes me out a little bit. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It just takes me out of the story a little bit because I actually feel like I'm just getting an exposition load on me. I like the team. I like the team in this episode. I like how they're kind of making their own decisions now. They're not waiting for orders. They're actually trying to just survive and save their friend. And I feel that within the squad. I feel that within Squad 13. Some of them getting stuck, like, left behind. I love when, like, Futoshi and Ikuno, they're like, no, we got this. They just blast right through that wall using all of their energy. That was a good moment there. Really felt that. I liked some of the other moments between the team as well. Seeing all those characters just interact and everything was really, really well. And I even kind of like the 9s in this episode. I like how they're... one of them died, I believe, Delta, or I don't even know, got, like, absolutely crushed, so that person is just straight up dead, which is interesting. I like them in this episode. I still hate them as characters, but I liked that they were kind of like, no, Papa, he's gonna give us our orders, we need to just wait, and just survive, and they were just getting their asses handed to them, getting absolutely destroyed, which was very entertaining to watch. I was actually pretty glad that that character died, to be honest. Dr. Franxx dies, like, during a J-pop, beautiful J-pop song towards the end of the credits. Like, everything's so happy, it's like the characters are together, Hero and 02, let's go, and then just a giant brick falls on Papa, Dr. Franxx, and just kills him. You literally see blood splat, and it's like playing this light-hearted, like, J-pop song, which I thought was an interesting way to kill off one of your more important characters. That's cool, that's cool. They did it in a respectful way, at least you got that ED march. It was just funny. I don't know if Ichigo and Goro are alive. We see that they take this one of the Virim creatures down this big shaft, and they're falling down. I hope they're okay. I hope they don't die off screen, because that would be quite pathetic. But all in all, again, like, they raised the stakes to a level that's very entertaining to watch. I don't agree with some of the decisions that they've made. Last week's episode, again, for lack of a better word, was ridiculous, I guess. I think that's the one word I would call that episode. Ridiculous. Whether you like it or not, it's fine. But you do have to admit, it was ridiculous. Let's get real now. I personally I didn't really like it too much. So they did kind of turn some things, and they stopped focusing on sort of... I guess there is still a lot of exposition in this episode, though, but... I don't know, like, it's not hurting it too much anymore. I guess it's already done. It's done, so let's just move on. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think that's actually working. But yeah, it does kind of continue on what was brought up in that in terms of the themes of this episode. There's just a lot of sacrifices being made by the team, and I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that sort of camaraderie there. I just hope that we do get not necessarily character-focused episodes in the future, but character moments, more like actually seeing in that cockpit a character making a sacrifice and doing this for Zero Two to get to Hero. Like, I just kind of felt like it was a little distant. I feel like that should have been a little more emotional, especially what was going on with Ichigo and Goro. That might pay off in next week's episode, I'm not quite sure, but I wish that I wish that was a little more emotional, because those are, again, like the second mains of the character, of the entire series, sorry, like one of the main characters at least, and I think they deserve a little bit better. I thought that Dr. Franxx actually deserved a little bit better than dying literally during the ending credits with just a brick falling on him. I mean, that's fine the way he died, but I wish it was a little more emotional. Again, like, it doesn't need to be emotional, it just needs to be written better. I think that's my best way of saying it. I don't need to, like, cry because of his death, but I just need to see it happen without a J-pop teenage music, like, playing in the... You get what I mean, like, it's just weird. It's just weird. The actual ending, let's talk about this. So, Zero Two enters Ringhorn or Apath. I don't even know like what's happening anymore at this point. I'm just kind of just following the characters in terms of actually what is going on. I'm lost. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I could analyze every little thing about this show and still just be confused with some of the, because there's just so many different things happening. But anyway, she enters Apath, this giant, basically a giant Franxx. And it's something that Dr. Franxx, it's like kind of Dr. Franxx's magnum opus, which I do like that. I like how when he sees that thing taking off, he feels that emotion. He's like, finally, Apath is being used the way it's supposed to be. Strelitzia Apath. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. It just don't play the ED over his death. That was the only thing that bothered me. The actual death itself was handled really well, and I think it was written okay. Just don't play that ED. I think that was something that they did wrong in the editing bay for sure. But anyway, she enters Apath, and she has this confrontation with, well, not really a confrontation, but she sees Hero there. Hero's basically dead. And then I guess the Klaxosor Princess gives Hero his life, or like her life force or something. And it's something I kind of expected. Like, I didn't think he was actually dead there. They pilot this giant creature, this giant Franxx. I guess the Klaxosor Princess is no more. She's done. I really like that. I really like the anime. The animation in this episode was fantastic, by the way. Let me go ahead and tell you that. Really, really like that. Really liked the stuff they were doing in these corridors, how the camera would just, like, run through them like that. Seeing the Virum monsters, like, run through them, I thought that looked really cool. The action, you know, on the surface as well was looking awesome with the nines and everything. Like, those sweeping shots. Really well done. I think that the animation has definitely stepped up. I think Trigger's doing a good job here. I'm sure there's going to be at least one more just crazy Trigger episode before the end of this series. But this episode, you know, sprinkled in some of that Trigger greatness. I'm okay with it. So, yeah, that was really cool. But anyway, we see this, you know, giant Apath, Franxx, Strelitzia thing just taking out all of Virum, destroying all the ships up in space. Don't really know how. Don't really care at this point. She just shoots one thing and then they all die. I guess, I don't really know. And then one of them tries to fly away, she tries to grab onto it, it flies away, and they promise, yeah, we're coming back with more people, with more monsters, and we're gonna destroy the world next time. And I guess that's kind of the part where I was a little bit kind of veered off for me, because I was hoping that this was it, like this was going to be the final arc of the series, but it looks like we're gonna get like one more really slow episode next week, or not, I mean, that's okay, and then we're gonna get into that final arc when they return, or I don't really know. I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess the real question is Zero Two dead? I guess that's kind of that's what I'm trying to kind of piece together. It looks like she's dead. It does. It does not look like she's alive anymore. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think that could be handled well in later on. I'm kind of glad she is. I think that's a good character arc for Hero. I don't know what's going to happen next. Like, I really don't. At this point, you could throw anything at the wall and it wouldn't, like, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, just anything could happen. Randomness. We could see another alien race come from the moon and I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, yep, I knew they were going to do that. Like, we're at that point in the series where it can do whatever it wants. But it's still well written. The characters are still really likable. They've built these characters for a long time. We've gotten a lot of exposition type episodes, character development type episodes, and I think that I'm still appreciating what is happening, regardless of how wonky the story has gotten or how wonky some of these parts have gotten. But, you know, all in all, I'm having a good time, and that's all that really matters. This doesn't need to be a beautiful work of art. It's just fun to watch. It's like, at this point, it's just like a B movie, and that's okay. I got a little bit teary-eyed when I saw that moment where 02 entered a path and was talking to Hiro, and Hiro wasn't responding like that. I was feeling something there, and that makes me think that they've done something right. They've made me care for these characters, so I'm on board. You know, I'm not gonna complain about the randomness anymore. I'm just gonna watch, and I'm just gonna enjoy. I'm gonna turn off my brain and just enjoy, and it's pretty decent. It's not terrible, so yeah, I actually really like this episode. A lot of crazy stuff is happening. Don't know where we go next. I don't know if she's still alive. I don't know if Goro and Ichigo are still alive. I hope they are, because they're my favorite characters. But yeah, all in all, a really fun episode, really great animation, good OST at the end. We see Dr. Franxx dying to, like, top 10 hit in Japan, which is great. And all in all, I think that's pretty much it. Make sure to comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this week's episode of Darling in the Franxx. I almost said My Hero Academia. That's later today. But give me your thoughts on this episode. There's obviously a lot to talk about. What's going on? What are your theories? What do you think is happening? Do you think she's dead? Comment down below and give me your thoughts. If so, RIP, by the way. Rest in peace. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts. Thank you very, very much for watching. Sorry again, this is going up a little bit late. Things have just been a little hectic and crazy lately. I'm actually moving from this place, believe it or not, to a better place with better internet and a better room and air conditioning. It's really hot in here. But I'll talk about that at another time. And yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.